You doing, Wheezy?
We're live. This is
Hi.
your choice. This is your episode.
You goddamn right, it's my episode.
Say what you want. Play the theme song when you want. You do your thing, man.
Hey, Zodiac's the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey, the one that I want. You are the one I want. Oh, hold on, let me find the video.
Oh, you fucked it up.
I did. It's all right.
Ready for a seamless.
Who, honey, the one that I want. Zodiac. I don't want cops being called pigs. Yeah, baby. Zodiac.
You can do the intro, or you want me to?
I thought that was the intro.
I usually do a little. Hey, welcome to Hollywood's Dead. We're doing
fine.
Zodiac.
Welcome to Hollywood is Dead. We're going to be talking about one of the greatest masterpieces of the last 25 years of cinematic history, Zodiac, David Fincher's box office failure from 2007. And this movie made no money.
None of his movies do.
Totally lost at the box office 100%. One of the best movies ever made, if not his best movie, a masterpiece on a lot of levels. I think it might be one of his best. It's his top two.
Okay, one of his best. Yes.
Yeah, I would say top three for sure. What would you say is top number one for Fincher? You think Seven, Fight Club, this?
Yes. Well, fuck you. You stole my. Yeah. We're gonna eventually do a.
That's
David
pretty
Fincher.
good.
Yes.
Well, you're wrong. This is the correct order. Panic Room. Alien 3.
Madonna video.
And Madonna video. The one where she's chained up with a guy that looks like Emilio Estevez, who's a pervert.
I'm gonna go
fight.
I'm gonna go 7, Fight Club, and then just Jared Leto and cornrows. Not the movie, just yes. Jared Leto and cornrows.
It is good. It is
my
good.
Third pick, and then I'll go Zodiac.
And actually, you're forgetting one major cinematic amazement is Raul. Raul. What's his name? Oh God, why am I blanking on his name? The Hick, the country music singer. Guitars, Cadillacs, hillbilly music. Dwight Yoakam as Raul in Panic Room, who's the best part of that movie.
Yeah,
where he's like, "Who are you?" I'm Raul.
Twilight Zone alum Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, he's
a wee baby version of Bella from Twilight.
Stu before and Jodie Foster rubbed her lesbianism off on her.
She did. Yeah,
she caught it. She caught it from Jodie Foster.
She converted her. There's an agenda.
She did. We're trapped in a closet.
Yeah, but
no. I guess we're in a closet for the whole movie, honey.
You chose. They scissor rubbed it off. You chose this movie for a reason. And I was wholeheartedly
for $1.
It is, as you mentioned, a perfect movie. I put this on at like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch the first half, and then because I gotta go to bed at like 11:30 because I gotta work in the morning. I sat there, tired as hell, like eyes this far open, did not even pause it. Finished the movie.
Right.
And I do that every time where I'm like, Zodiac, okay. Fucking love the movie. It's flawless.
Mr. Graysmith. I make the posters myself.
There's really not much else
I draw the posters
about the movie.
Myself. Good night, everybody.
Well, I picture like my wife sitting there watching it when I was watching this. She was there for most of it. Actually, she was there the whole time, but she fell asleep.
She's pregnant and tired, so that makes sense.
It's a 2.5-hour movie. Plus, actually, it's 2 hours. What is it? 162
40,
minutes. Director's cut.
Yeah,
162 minutes.
Right.
So I finished this after midnight, like midnight and a half, or whatever the fuck I finished it, and I was like, "Oh my god, credits! Did I seriously just finish that?" And I was like, "God damn!" It pulls you in, and it just it doesn't feel its length at all. It feels super short. And I was like,
it's
oh
great.
God, I guess wake up and go to bed because holy shit, it's the next day.
The last
And that's a
time
good
I saw
compliment.
this man, yeah, was July 4th, 1969. Hurdy-gurdy.
Like if we were full on like big filmmakers, I think one of the best compliments you could get is that did not feel its length, and you made a really long movie, and it flew by, and I couldn't stop watching it. That would be better than I love this shot. I love the composition.
Right.
Like, that would be like, oh my God, the pacing is pacing. I don't know if people realize that pacing is really all there is in a movie. If the pacing's off, doesn't fucking matter how good the cinematography or acting is. The movie feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
But this movie's
yeah. I'm trying to think what's the last movie. Probably Justice League. It feels like the longest movie ever made. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I was gonna say, but Zack Snyder's feels half the length of the original cut, but it's twice as long.
Yeah, because it's a better movie, but it's twice as long. Yeah.
Yes, but that's the importance of pacing and structure. Because if you're just winging it and fucking throw that in, cut this out, you can make a movie feel longer by removing a scene if you fuck up the pacing of it.
Well, sure, yeah. Or even putting something in a different order changes the whole look of the movie. I mean, if that's the thing. I mean, if you can put a sequence at the end and it doesn't work, you put it in the middle, it works way better. Like, holy shit, this is way better, and you go from there. Opens up all kinds of chapters in the mind.
Well, it's like Scorsese's theory. His reasoning for keeping scenes that have flaws in it is this version of the scene, this take, has flaws. Like there's a little bit of lens flare, or
continuity issues.
Continuity he's notorious for that. But he goes, it flows better in the movie, which is why Casino feels like an hour and a half instead of 3 hours plus.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like every fucking movie now is 3 hours. Like every Marvel movie is got to be 3 hours.
Well, they're boring. There's nothing to them. They're so fucking flat and flaccid and just boring.
Yeah.
There's nothing to even the action sequences are like, okay, I've seen this action sequence before. Next, like there's no oomph to it. And the problem is the action sequences are made first, then they make the movie around the action sequences. Yes. And it's usually a different team. It's not the director. The director's not directing the action sequences, which you can tell because it's a totally different movie. And you're like, well, what? That doesn't, whatever. Here we are.
With the exception of the truly great movies that Marvel does, which is the Russo brothers movies.
Right, because they know how to direct action. They do, yes.
And those you can tell when you're watching that it's all special. It's all practical.
Right.
Obviously, they do the green screen, but
I still think that Winter Soldier fight sequence is one of the best ones they ever did.
That's my favorite movie in the entire Marvel.
Yeah.
That's all you really need is that movie.
Well, I love Iron Man 3. I think that one's my favorite.
Iron Man 3 Soldier
is a close second, and I like Avengers. I think the first Avengers was a lot of fun. It was simple. It was like, wow, they brought everybody together. They make them all work. They all tie in together. It's funny. It's fun. The guy dies, so they have that inciting incident that starts Act 2.
Yeah,
and then they bring him back. And they ruin it because they bring it back for a TV show they never watched. So that character didn't die. So it's like, well, that ruins the whole movie, but whatever.
Or was the show years ago?
No.
It follows?
Nobody watched it because it ties into the movies. Nobody watched it. It was on for like 5 seasons. Yeah. I've seen one episode. I was like, I'm not watching this. This is fucking cheap.
Yeah.
It's a cheap ripoff CW show. I'm not watching those.
Yeah, it's okay. 2 thoughts. I like Winter Soldier, and then I like Infinity War.
Yeah,
those 2 are my favorite, and then part of it, Iron Man 3, and then Civil War is kind of. I like the grounded ones.
Yeah,
I like Thor Ragnarok. That's not grounded though, but it's
it's more fun. It's just fun. Yeah, it's more fun.
Guardians, like those movies are fun. They're not supposed to be serious. I like the Captain America like in a Jason Bourne movie.
Right. Yeah,
that felt like one of those movies, and I like that. Yeah, I think that's just us.
You know the problem with Marvel movies though. They're missing one element, and that element is a 3 named actor.
Oh yes,
your boyfriend,
my top character actor on this very show, and I did mention this movie as one of his great performances because you keep quoting him here before we even started recording.
Oh yeah, I'm not the Zodiac, and if I was, I certainly wouldn't tell you.
He is great in this movie, and he's only in 2 scenes.
No, he's in like 3.
Is he in 3?
He's in 3. He's at the end, and there's at the end of the
Oh
movie because
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal says to Chloe Sevigny, who I think Chloe Sevigny is so fucking hot. I don't know what it is about her. I love Chloe Sevigny.
Yeah,
she's a weird hot. Like she's
okay,
gorgeous to me. She's a weird hot. Like there's
You
something
needed a
about her.
qualifier.
It's just it's my like I like her personality. I read interviews with her. She's cool.
She'll blow her boyfriend on camera. She'll
Well,
do anything.
that she was not pleased with, but she did it. But she's like, no, fuck you. She went through shit with that one, but which I understand. But then again, who wouldn't with Vincent Gallo?
He's in every movie now. Oh,
he's great. Oh, but
Buffalo 66.
He just kind of dipped off everywhere.
Where the fuck is Vincent Gallo?
Yeah, he's a good actor though. He's still gonna do stuff, but I think everyone hates him for some reason. I don't know. But Chloe Sevigny's the girlfriend. She goes, why are you doing this? And he goes, I want to see him. I want to see him, look him in the eyes, and know who it was, and that's it. Like that's the only reason, really. And she goes, well, that's never gonna happen. Blah blah blah. You're losing your family. This is the date that never ended. He goes, it was. He goes, yeah,
you don't mean that.
You don't mean that. I kind of do. I'm like, yeah, you're right, Chloe. And she's such a cutie. And Jake Gyllenhaal's such a cutie. Jake Gyllenhaal's a cutie. He's a cute guy.
Oh yeah, no,
he's so handsome.
I'd rather fuck him than his sister.
Oh fucking A, right? Yeah,
his sister,
hands down.
Like in the movie Secretary, they're like, she gets nude. I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, she got nude in a lot of stuff. Secretary. The Deuce. She gets naked a lot in the Deuce.
I also see reviews of Batman. Batman Begins versus Dark Knight, and where it's
right,
and it's like, thank God she replaced Katie Holmes, and I'm like, I can't stand Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel.
That doesn't bother me.
I think she's just a bitch in that movie. But
that's why she blows up.
Yeah, but
Batman lets her die.
But I don't think she did a better job as Rachel. I really do think that Katie Holmes did a better job. She played the character as what she should have been, which is just, I can't be with you, and and she's distant.
Well,
but
I don't understand.
Gyllenhaal's is a bitch.
I don't know how Katie Holmes was like, oh, I don't want to do the sequel, because she basically turned it down. They were going to bring her back. She said no. Like she said,
I don't think that meant her fee.
Well, right, but it's that why like. It's a big budget movie. You paid
all her money was taken from her, probably.
Apparently, yeah. Tom Cruise got it. Tom Cruise took it from her.
Where's Shelley?
Where's
Shelley? David? Huh? Scientology.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, but so Zodiac.
Zodiac.
John Carroll Lynch. Those knives were bloody for me killing a chicken for dinner.
All right. You were setting up the ending there with the
So and Jake Gyllenhaal sees him, and that's the third scene that John Carroll Lynch is in, because he's in the interior. Well, actually, technically, no. His voice is in 4 scenes. That is his voice, and he's not in it, but it's his voice in the 132, which is the road I take every day, which is so funny to me. I always smile. Highway 132 outside of Modesto, California. Like that's funny. The one thing that never was on. To this day, Highway 32 does not have lights on the freeway. There are no lights. But that's for the movie. You have to light it. I understand.
But was it in 1970?
I don't think so. If we don't have them now, how do we have them then? And if we had them then, they'd still be up because California is a shit state.
Yeah, so they don't take down.
They don't take down nothing. They don't fix nothing. They don't take down nothing.
You're getting to the ending.
Sorry.
That's all right.
No, but it's just the ending is just he sees him, and that's the third scene, basically, of the physical John Carroll Lynch, and he kind of just looks at him. And I always feel like that scene because it's in like one of those 80s stores, like hardware store.
The hardware store, yeah.
I always feel like Anton Chigurh is pulling up next to Jake Gyllenhaal's car, and he blows out the window to go rob the pharmacy. I always feel like, so Anton Chigurh is going to follow Jake Gyllenhaal and go steal some pharmacy for his shotgun leg. He got He got some pellets in his leg.
One of his adventures just before he goes to Texas.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought that was. I just always feel like there's a connected movie there.
It is very similar, and I definitely agree. But yeah, what you're hinting at there is the payoff of the movie.
Right.
Which, if you're not familiar with the Zodiac story, it has got to be so unsatisfying.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So much so that Gyllenhaal teases you earlier in the movie, because his first time actually meeting Mark Ruffalo is in the movie theater. They're watching Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
He comes out in the lobby and he's like, "Oh, he caught him and shot him.
He shot him at the end. Yeah."
And he's like, "Okay, do I know you?" Mark Ruffalo's like, "Why are you telling me this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I work at the paper. I'm a cartoonist." It's like, "Oh, okay."
You're gonna catch him. Yeah. You're gonna get him. Well, apparently, what did he say?
I think that's what people would want, is the Dirty Harry version of
right.
Here he is, but like I mentioned, if you don't know the Zodiac story, they never caught the fucking guy. So what ending are they going to put here that can satisfy you? So they do what they can, which is this writer believes it was him, the cops believe it was him, everyone else believes it was him. We can't say it was him legally. Here's the conclusion.
They say it's him in the movie, which is pretty much definitive. They say he's the Zodiac.
They keep saying he's our guy.
Yeah, they say Arthur Lee Allen.
That's how they get around it.
Yeah, was identified as the Zodiac, and more than likely, yeah, that probably was the case. But then again, like if you go deep into the Zodiac, there's a lot of suspects that were really kind of like, oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah. There's a lot of connections. There's a much bigger branching story, but the Arthur Lee Allen has the best connection. Like the birthday being December 19th.
Watch.
I have to kill. It's my birthday. I'm going to go kill somebody. That's the one time you made a mistake, Dave.
Yeah, they said it like 3 times.
You made a mistake. His name was born December 19th. Arthur Lee Allen.
You know what my favorite scene in the movie is? And we're gonna bounce around because we've seen this movie 1,000 times. So I'm just gonna bounce. We're not going in order, because how the fuck do you in this? But my favorite scene is when he finally convinces Mark Ruffalo to go sit back down with him after Mark Ruffalo's like, "Go fuck off, man." They go to that little diner, and Gyllenhaal goes over all what he's been working on lately with Lee.
It's the end of the movie.
Yes,
it's the end of the movie.
It's one of my favorite scenes. Or it's legit my favorite scene, I should say.
Yeah,
because he's going over his theories.
What's the connection?
And he realizes he went further than the actual cops did. He's going. He's like, no, but what if? And he's doing like the salt and pepper shaker thing on the
And you got. Let's do the timeline.
Yeah.
The Zodiac stops writing. What happens to Lee? Goes to prison. What happens after prison?
4 years he's in prison.
4 years he's in prison. What happens? The first letter from the Zodiac comes to the Chronicle in 4 years.
And that's one of those scenes that probably didn't happen in real life.
No.
But thematically, it is perfect. I love scenes where the character goes, fuck, you're right. I love those kind of scenes. You just ruined your life for this story.
Right, yeah.
Work on this, and yes, holy shit. Like,
have you ever tried
to do about it?
Have you ever found the Zodiac book written by Robert Graysmith?
No.
And look at it and read it. I read like the first page. I was bored out of my mind. He's
not a writer.
Boring. No, he's not. And it's apparent. He's so boring. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible.
The orange cover with the black.
Yeah, that was a bestseller. And he's written multiple books. Like he's done a ton of other books about the Zodiac and a bunch of other killers. But it's like he's done a bunch of these books.
It's like that thick.
And it's fucking like 1,000 pages. It's huge. It's huge. What really makes me sad though is the writer of this movie, Jamie Vanderbilt, is the same guy that wrote White House Down.
Oh my God.
Ugh. And he wrote something else recently that was just like, oh no. He hasn't gotten any better. It's like, oh man. Zodiac was like his passion project. And I guess maybe just sucked the life out of it.
Resurgence.
Yeah, oh, it's bad.
He produces some movies that are interesting. Ready or Not. The new Scream movie, Ambulance.
Oh, okay.
The very new Scream movie that hasn't come out yet. Slender Man.
The Scream movie's come out. Isn't it out?
He produced White House Down.
Yeah, he wrote that.
He wrote Murder Mystery, the one that our buddy from school made. He wrote Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's a bad movie.
And the first one,
It's a bad movie.
He wrote The Losers, which is like one of those weird old classic ones now.
Yeah, it's okay.
He did The Rundown, which is very similar to The Losers.
Yeah, it's all right.
He wrote
Rundown.
Darkness Falls and Basic.
Basic is whatever.
So this is his fourth movie that got made, and holy
Yeah.
shit! How do you write a movie this perfectly well written, and then the rest of that shit?
Because it's the magic of David Fincher.
That's all it is.
I think it's
Oh my God.
that's a lot to do with it.
He's writing something called the Jansen Directive.
Oh no!
Alum of this show, Jansen. Holy shit!
Anything stupid. I'm Jansen. I'm
You're
30.
And then Jansen did a bunch of podcasts with his friends and stopped for no reason.
I don't like doing it. I'm gonna go make some barbecue food and drink.
Play video games. And not show up to my friend's baby shower when his friend from 20 years ago is in town for the first time.
This is stupid.
Not friend from 20 years ago, but first time he's seeing his friend in 20 years.
Right, exactly. 18 years, but who's counting?
No, 2005. Yeah, okay.
It was 18.
You're right.
We established that.
No, but 2003 is when we went to school. And
right, yeah. Yeah, so it's been 20 years.
Okay.
But that reminds me, I go back to Phoenix so I can go back to that toy store.
Right.
That place is awesome.
Open invite.
Oh, man, I love that place. Hey, go to the other one. We still gonna go to the other one that's open on Tuesday.
That one's okay.
Oh, well, because you said they have more loose stuff, though. I kind of want more loose stuff that's cheaper.
No, it wasn't.
I feel like that guy.
It was mostly new comics. They don't have the back catalog that place does. Like
that's fine. Yeah, I'm talking about the toy store though, the toy box place.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Place.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the comic shop.
No, the comic store was good.
No, the toy store is way better.
Yeah,
it doesn't have the high dollar value.
Well, sure, yeah,
that guy,
but that guy.
I spend way more money at Toy Anxiety than.
That's what I want to do. Yeah, go to Toy Anxiety. That's what I want to do. No. I need more loose stuff to put in my cases. I need more loose things.
All the stuff and packages I have right here, like you gave me this stuff right here.
Yeah.
And this I bought. It's just Twilight Zone.
Well, if they're boring packages, I rip them open because it's like the package sucks. And there's no art on them.
Here.
The Batman ones you could rip those out and display them. But I got to send you that playset though. You need the Batcave. I got the Batcave for you.
Oh my God, please do.
I have that. It was literally $3 clearance.
Oh my God.
I bought 2 of them.
I want these in black and white that we saw at Target. I want those.
Those are cool.
But I'm not spending $16 a toy for.
No, I got those all. I got all those on clearance for $4.
Yes,
that's why I bought them. That's why I got them.
They're fucking. Oh.
Yeah, no, I'll buy anything on clearance.
They have black and white toys for a show that was not in black and white.
That was super color.
Can you tell me why? Zodiac.
Sorry.
No, we're probably right to be discussing it elsewhere because this movie's very what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Well, it's procedural.
It's
the most procedural ever made.
It is a movie that is about a few things. It's about obsession.
Right.
It's about the bureaucracy of different police jurisdictions.
It's a nightmare.
The frustration that comes with that.
Especially in the early days when we didn't have the computer
or the internet to communicate with. They're talking about telefax. We don't have a telefax.
Yeah.
It's about we don't have that.
It's about like pressure because the whole time these cops are constantly under civic pressure from the newspapers and from citizens of solve it. Like, come on. But it's like, we can't. They're random.
Yeah.
It's so hard to solve random when there's no motive. If there's no motive, you know how hard that is to solve? It's near impossible.
I hate the Riverside cop, though. The Riverside police chief. When he goes, I called Robert Downey Jr. I called Roger. What was his name?
Avery's.
Avery's, but what's his name? That's oh God.
Paul Avery.
Paul Avery, yeah, because it comes later.
I had to look at his first name.
I'm not Paul Avery. We're in the buttons because Zodiac wants to kill Paul Avery.
I'm not. This says I'm not Avery.
I'm not Paul Avery, and he goes, well. And then Dave Tossi goes, well, you did call him a latent homosexual in one of your articles. Dave, I want a gun.
Because I want a gun. Robert Downey Jr., I think, is the MVP of this movie.
Yes.
He's only in it for about an hour. And then he dips out, and then the rest of the movie is Jake Gyllenhaal, who's fantastic, because Jake Gyllenhaal becomes the obsessed. You follow Dave Toschi, who's Mark Ruffalo, and Gyllenhaal, who's Robert Graysmith, and their journey together. Oh, what is this?
I'm not Avery.
I'm not Paul Avery.
His just says Avery, but the other ones say I'm not Paul Avery.
Not Paul
this one says it in Gemini font, which is stupid.
Look, wow, is that Paul Avery right there? Shit, it looks like he looks like the editing teacher. Remember that guy that looked like Hemingway? The bearded guy. He was the avid teacher, not Danny Green, but the other guy. I'm sure he's dead now. I think they're all dead.
The guy that used to hang out at the gay bar next to the school?
No, that was Damsky. He died of AIDS I think he died before we left LA. Poor bastard.
Wow.
I think because Michael told me he died.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he died like 20 years ago, or 15 at least. But you know who died? I was so sad to hear. Fucking Gunther from the Storage Wars. Renee, he's a character on Storage Wars. He's the father of Renee. He's a 65-year-old German guy who was on the show. He's hilarious. Died of lung cancer. Very sad.
I know why you would watch that show, but I don't watch that show.
Oh, I love Storage Wars.
I know.
That's why I do. That's what got me into this. Was Storage Wars looks fun.
Yeah, it makes sense that you're into that. I've seen a couple episodes.
But, terrible. You know. Some of it's fun. Barry, the old man Barry's fun.
We do need to mention someone else that died.
Yes,
Lance Reddick.
That's right. Yeah, that's a big one.
Lance Reddick, character actor Lance Reddick. He's in 1,000 great things.
I think it was to promote John Wick 4.
Is that what it was?
It was all promotion.
No, they killed him.
No, they killed him.
Really dead.
No, he's dead. Yeah,
he's one of the best characters on The Wire. He's in an episode of It's Always Sunny, of course, which I always mention if someone's on there. And he's in a lot of great stuff. He pops up and you're like, oh yeah, there he is. It's just one of those guys. And
he's in Lost.
Lost. Never heard a bad thing about him.
No.
Just one of those guys. And
60 years old, real sad.
You know what's sad when like people who are like super cynical on my Facebook page, like comedian friends, and they're all like, fuck, like Lance Reddick, and they're posting stuff about him. Like, that's how you know the guy was important and actually mattered to people who are into this sort of stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's very sad.
Zodiac. You mentioned that Robert Downey Jr. he kind of steals the movie. How far into the movie would you say where he doesn't really appear until his houseboat?
Oh, he's out for a good half hour, and he comes back he comes back for like 5 minutes, and he's out again, and he comes back for a 30-second scene. Yeah, smoking a cigarette. Smoking oxygen. The fucking library. And that's it for RDJ.
Yeah, but he is. Great. You realize when you watch this movie, you realize Iron Man is just Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
that's who he is. It's just what he is through and through.
And this is right before Iron Man comes out.
Yeah,
and this is the last real movie he made.
He has the exact same line in this that he does in Iron Man. It's when he shows up to the cops down in Riverside. Remember when he shows up in the parking lot and he knocks the thing out of his arms? He says something like, I just want peace. He does like something like that. And it's the exact same thing he does in Iron Man Avengers.
Peace, no gang signs.
Peace.
Right.
Or is it Captain America Civil War? I don't remember, but it's the exact same line and the exact same read. And you're like, that's just Robert Downey Jr. That's him just saying what he wants at that moment. You realize that's not in the script.
Jesus Christ, you're looming. Stop looming around my desk. You're looming.
What are you doing right now? It starts with an L. We talked about this.
I'm looming.
Looming.
Who else I love in that movie is the coffee guy. When the coffee guy, he goes, how's the coffee today? He points to the sign and says, fucking great or whatever or something like that, and he goes, I forgot what he says, but he goes, Jake Gyllenhaal tells him something, and then he returns with, does it make you upset that people call you a retard?
Yeah.
And then Jake Gyllenhaal goes, no one calls me that. No. And then when he's watching they're watching the great Brian Cox cameo playing Melvin Belli, which is amazing. And you're talking about Star Trek, the episode that Melvin Belli was in. He goes, "Oh yes, the show got canceled. Very sad. Those people, such hard-working people." And just Brian Cox, do you suffer from headaches, Sam? I do too. A chiropractor cured mine.
Yeah.
Would you like me to help you? Ah!
I would like to help you,
Sam.
He's
such an asshole. It's so beautiful. I love just how he plays. He's such an idiot. He's just a hoity-toity, like upper crust, full of shit, rich guy. That's so wonderful. Have you been to Africa, detectives? No, we kind of have to work. Oh, fascinating. Cradle of civilization. You have to go. Toddy?
There he goes. Cradle of civilization, full of wonders. Savages.
Savagery. Toddy? No, thanks. We're on duty. Oh, yes. Oh, he's speaking to you. Yes. He's trying to communicate with you, Melvin. Yes.
He doesn't.
Oh, God.
When you watch the movie, you realize he doesn't do a goddamn thing.
No.
He doesn't do anything.
No, and Jake Gyllenhaal, one of the great why this movie is so wonderful. They set it up. He says, "Oh, my maid talked to him. I was on safari. I'll go talk to the maid." And he goes off and talk. And that's the case. That's the entire case. Is right in that moment, and nobody noticed. Nobody realizes it until the end of the movie. Like, oh shit, that's the most important witness in this entire thing. Is the throwaway. Oh, the maid talked to him. I was on safari.
Yeah, because she's the one that heard it's my birthday.
Yeah,
I'm going to kill someone, and that's everything that they talk about from there on out is about that phone call and his admission of his
And I love that beginning. The opening of the movie is great when the kid wearing 3 layers of clothing, which was true. That is all true. He was cold in the summer, so this kid wore layers of clothes, and that's all the special features they talk about. Like that, most of this movie is accurate, which is another kind of feat. Like this is all historically accurate, 100%. Like everything happened. Even the fucking phones sound accurate.
Fincher is a
dial tone phones.
That shit.
The radio dial phones. Like I remember using those at my grandma's house, and it sounded just like that. Where it's got that feedback, it's got that sort of sound to it. Just that weird mechanical harmonics to it. It's so awesome. It's just so nice.
I'm trying to find that scene of him at
Melvin Belli or
Brian Cox there at home. I cannot locate it.
It's in the middle. It's right before. Actually, I think it's before they go.
I found my smoking scene though.
Oh yeah, let's see a smoking scene where everyone's smoking in the plane.
They're not smoking, but you hear the announcer. I'll play the audio, not the video.
The audio on that, Can someone explain to me why I'm reading about breaks in this case in the Chronicle instead of getting calls from you?
We got screwed. Dave, come on. You do get your name in the paper a lot. People talk.
I don't ever talk about an open investigation, period. Okay, Ken?
Dave? Hey. Hi. Paul Avery. Can I catch a ride with you, gents?
Not a good idea, Paul.
You can make me take a cab or we're going to the same place.
Sounds like the audio I have is like condensed.
Maybe.
Around like this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here it is. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
For choosing GSA.
Enough.
Please take your seats at this time.
Fair enough.
Remember, smoking is in the last 6 aisles only. Enjoy your flight.
That's why Paul Avery's going to the back of the plane because he smokes. He smokes like a train the whole movie.
I cannot find this Brian Cox scene.
I love that part where
go ahead.
Oh, it's past that. It's past that moment. Yeah, go.
It is.
It's more toward it's more toward the end. When oh God, what was I gonna say? I love Robert Downey Jr. where he's losing. He's got a drug problem, obviously, and it's beginning to really it affects him eventually.
He'll be like, oh, over there, and then he'll get someone to look and he'll go,
he's snorting coke,
and he'll look back like nothing happened, but everyone is just like, all right.
He's drinking on the job, smoking,
they see him.
Taking pills. He's got a pill bottle. He wraps it in a towel. Puts it in his pocket, and then Jake Gyllenhaal goes up to him and goes, "Are you okay, Paul?" He goes, "No."
but thanks for
Yeah.
asking. And he gets to the bar and he flips off the editorial staff because he doesn't care anymore. And he basically gets replaced by Adam Goldberg.
He does. Who's
4
a
years later.
complete dick in that scene.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal's trying to introduce himself, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like,
that's great.
"All right." And Jake Gyllenhaal walks. He's like, "All right, bye."
He lights up a Marlboro. Here to dream, huh? All right. Nice to meet you. And that's how he goes. That's his shoe go away line. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah.
Now go away.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you're gonna cry. Jesus Christ, the biscuit, you're looming again. That's
That is a lot.
What's with this kid? Rick Gray Smith? He's a fucking Boy Scout.
Doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, doesn't curse.
Doesn't drink. Curse.
Later on, he's drinking only that blue thing. And there's a running gag throughout the movie about Robert Downey Jr.
Aqua
keeps
Velvet.
bringing up.
It's Aqua Velvet.
He keeps bringing it
It's
up
the
though.
Twilight Zone episode. Yeah. He goes, this cannot be ignored
That's Aqua
anymore.
Vita.
You wouldn't make fun of it if you tasted it. And he has 4 of them. Cuts there, you got 4 empty ones every 12.
the drunken. All right, so he's there, right? And just cuts the.
Well, it's the medieval symbols. I thought they were medieval symbols, but they're not. It's a codex. It's from a code book. Anybody can do it. Anybody can.
That was the other way around because I thought it would be the Zodiac alphabet, but check this out. And
Yeah, right.
Medieval symbols.
Right. Yeah.
It actually dates back to medieval symbols, and
Right.
it is a movie that is hard to say why you love it, but it is full of nonstop talking that is fascinating to watch because it's David Fincher. I think if any other human being in the world made this movie, it would be boring and a slog, and they'd be who cares about that movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
But he made the same thing with like Social Network. Like he knows how to make that exact story so fascinating to watch. Right. I don't give a fuck about the origins of Facebook.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But Social Network's awesome. It's great to watch.
Yeah.
Or even like his lesser great movies like Panic Room. Like as mediocre as that is, if anyone else made that, I wouldn't give a shit. It would be one of those cheesy, schlocky horror movies.
Right, yeah.
Can you imagine if someone else made Fight Club? How stupid it would be.
It'd be terrible. It would be terrible.
It is interesting.
That's the thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, that's the thing. Fincher's the master. He's fucking great. Everything he does is just there's a constant just technician at work. He knows what he's doing. You don't fuck around with his work. You just don't.
No, he's one of those guys that's notorious for accuracy.
Yeah.
And he had to be talked out of in Social Network, changing the bottles of beer that they drink.
Right.
He had to be like, all right, I need to make sense of why I would make this change. And he came up with a reason why it would make sense because what's his name from Facebook? When we didn't drink that kind of beer, and he goes, David Fincher's like, oh shit.
Right.
All right, how do we do this scene with that beer? Because I don't like what they were drinking. And he had a whole fucking thing about it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's notorious. He's a notorious stickler, and he's also very notorious for making people do like 25 takes.
Oh yeah.
One of those guys.
And if you watch the behind the scenes footage, Jake Gyllenhaal is like laughing because he's sick of doing it. And it's just for an insert because he's dropping the book down. And it's the insert shot at the beginning where he takes his kid to school, and it drops to on the seat. They do it like 50 times, and they show the whole insert shot. He just drops it 50 times, and Jake Gyllenhaal's laughing, saying, "Is he gonna be 35? 35? Okay, 35, 36, 37." And it's like he's like laughing, like he just can't believe what he's going through. It's kind of funny. So it's like, oh shit.
I get it. I would not be that kind of director. I think like Clint Eastwood's the opposite of Fincher.
Yeah, he is.
There's Clint Eastwood on one side and like Fincher and Kubrick on one side. On the other side, I should say. Who just are like
even Kubrick. Kubrick did say something in an interview, and it was pretty interesting. He goes, they say I do 30, 40 takes. And he says,
Well, here's the thing. Working with actors, I give them, they have the material, and sometimes they don't do it right because they haven't used what I've given them. So I have to do it 30 times before they do it right.
Yeah.
So actually, it's not me, it's them. And I think he was taking a shot at Shelley Long or Shelley, what's her name?
Duvall.
Shelley Duvall, because it
Yeah.
was during the making of Shining, where he talks about actors complaining about him doing 30. He goes, well, I think it's because they're not prepared. And I give them the material early on. I don't change that much, but they're not ready. So it's their fault for being 30 takes in.
Yes.
And I was like, that's interesting.
But you could also say that's what rehearsals are for, Stanley.
Well, sure. But they
give
did
them the
rehearse,
direction
you know.
before you get to set. That way you're saving time on set.
And he's writing the script. He's also writing the script on the day. So it's like, you're giving him pages from yesterday, dude. You just wrote it.
I don't disagree with the method.
Right.
Because it ends up being the finished product is really all that matters, except
Right.
when you're verbally abusing your
nothing wrong with that.
I'm
With
fine with that
actors,
personally,
that's fine.
because fuck actors. But it worked for that character. Like
Right.
if you did that with Jack Nicholson, Jack would be like, "All right, go fuck yourself, man."
Well, I mean,
it would not fly.
No, but Jack Nicholson would take it seriously, and he did.
Yeah,
Nicholson don't fuck around.
but he won't take the shit that you're giving him.
No,
He'll take it seriously without be like, well, go fuck yourself, man. I'm doing it this way. We're already halfway through. What are you gonna do? Fire me?
But I think in that respect, though, that he had respect for Kubrick. So it's like at that point, Kubrick was a big name, and he probably wanted to work with Kubrick.
Yes.
And I can't believe I call him Kubrick like he's a cube. Kubrick.
But I'm just
Like
saying,
he's the kind of boy.
Kubrick and him and Nicholson had enough respect when they're not going to fuck with each other like that and try to like torture each other.
Right.
Him and Shelley Duvall, a little bit less respect there because
Shelley,
you know he can get away with a little bit more.
you're fucking this up, Shelley.
course
Why are
it's-
you ruining the shot, Shelley? Everybody's working hard. You're ruining the shot. I can't deal with this. I can't work like this. Well, you gotta work like something, Shelley.
But it worked for that scene when she's on the stairs because she's like terrified.
Oh,
and
no.
it's,
Well, I think
not
he
even
did
of
it.
Jack Nicholson's character.
I think he did it on purpose for
Yes.
that reaction.
That's why I said
obviously.
that's why I approve of that sort of shit.
Right.
It's the what's his name? Sidney Lumet when he did Dog Day Afternoon.
Right.
And he had Dustin Hoffman do that phone call.
Al Pacino.
Well, Al Pacino. Sorry.
Don't you ever compare the two.
He does that phone call, and he's like worn out, and he goes, "All right,
Yeah.
that was good. Goes good."
Do it again.
And in his head, do it again because
one
that's
more
what the character would be going on. It makes sense in
Right.
those moments that
Oh, sure, yeah.
this movie isn't draining emotionally.
No, it's not.
Except for even the couple scenes where they do have emotions, like when she shows up with the divorce papers and stuff, and she throws him down the mail that she got in his name. She throws it down. She's like, "Finish this."
Yeah.
She's not even like saying, "I want to be with you anymore." She's just going, "Finish this and fix your fucking mind."
Well,
You are
and she just says
obsessed.
he said the kids can't see me like this.
Yes.
And he basically he's agreeing with her. Like he goes,
Yeah.
"No, you're right. I need to get this. I just need it to stop. It needs to end." And
It's a
you're right.
character movie, and those are my
Yeah.
favorite movies.
Yeah.
The character study movies, and that's why I love that scene and why it stands out is because it's not her yelling at him and him.
Yeah.
People when they do movies nowadays, or even like since I don't know,
Well, they over emote now.
Fuck yeah, it's always
emotional. Yeah.
heighten it.
Yeah.
Heighten it. It's Marriage Story.
Well, that's how. Yeah.
If you're
that's
not
how
screaming, you're not acting, and it's like
that's how I see fake actors now.
Yes.
If you can't do it without crying, crying is easy. In reality, you don't cry. Like in a situation like that, you don't cry because you don't want to show your weakness. That's the point. Like that's the whole purpose. You be like, well, you know what? You're just over. You're showing off.
you
It's like,
cry
yes, I can access
you're
the
alone.
emotional core of my character.
Yeah.
But that's not your character, dipshit. Like you're an idiot. Emotions are stupid. People that are dumb have emotions. They the first thing, like, that's how you know something's bad was when somebody says, when I was watching this movie, I felt so much. Like, well, then that movie's terrible. Because that means they fucking lied to you. They manipulated your emotions
with
to
music.
to get something out of you. It's bullshit.
Some fucking music played,
Yeah.
and no, it's. I
And
need a long.
lofty dialogue that there's so much like, oh, the stars shined when I looked down to your face, and I remember the tears in your eyes when I told you your mother was dead, and I didn't want you to go. Like, oh, shut up.
It's I just thought of something flashed before my eyes when you said that. It was Zach Braff in
oh God,
in Garden
king
State.
of the king,
When
king of the fucking
I pushed my mother.
pretension.
I pushed my mother and she fell and hit her head.
A
And he does
latch.
a long, sad speech, and nobody gives a
No.
shit.
It was a shitty latch on a dishwasher.
Yeah.
It was a shitty latch, Dad. And then Natalie Portman plays a retard.
Who's his dad in that movie? Was it Brian Cox?
Ian Holm.
Ian Holm. You're right. Okay.
Now Ian Holm's
Yeah.
dead now. So and Ian Holm just plays it beautifully. He's just like, I don't understand. I'm Ian Holm. I'm British playing an American man. Zach Braff is the most pretentious man I've ever seen.
There's legit one scene in Garden State. I like the movie. It's fine.
I used to love it, and then I got older, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's the Kevin Smith factor.
Yes. I
Because when
agree.
you're young, when you're in your 20s, you're like, that's fun. I love it. It just has a freedom to it. I appreciate it.
Speaking
And
of
he turned-
Gyllenhaals, he was married to a Gyllenhaal, the guy in Garden State.
Oh, that's right. He is. Yeah, Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah, Peter Sarsgaard.
Not Sarsgaard. Peter's Sarsgaard. Something
Peter
else.
Skarsgård and Bargain
He
Fargan.
made out with Liam Neeson and Kinsey.
Fun.
He sucks Kinsey's dick,
Anyway.
and he can't take it. He's like, whoa!
You're right, though.
Yes.
Garden State, it's one of those when you're young movies, but
Yeah, and then
I
you
think
grow
the
up.
one effective scene is when he's he's working in the Japanese restaurant in the beginning.
Right.
His mother died, and it cuts to
Yeah.
him on the plane, and it's like
Yeah.
that little plane crash thing, and he's just sitting there, and I'm like, I get his emotion,
No.
and the rest of the movie doesn't pay that off as much as I hope it would.
When Red Letter Media said Garden State, if pretentiousness was cancer, it'd be Garden State. Because yeah, he's right. I'm just like, yeah, he's right. It is up its own ass. It's really nothing really happens in it, and there's lots of wacky characters that don't really pay off in any real way.
No,
It's not a good movie.
then you get the line of, "You look into your own abyss." I'm like,
Right.
"Fuck you."
Oh, shut up. And now he's got that new movie, which I'm fucking every YouTube ad is that fucking new movie of his with Florence Pugh. And I guess they made it 3 years ago because they're not dating anymore.
He was
He was
Zach
dating
Braff?
Florence. Yeah, he was dating Florence Pugh for like 2 years because he directed her in this movie with Morgan Freeman and Florence Pugh, and they're not together anymore because I think Zach Braff is kind of a dickhead.
No, she's
feel
with Morgan Freeman now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, who wouldn't be?
Happened there.
I want to suck your dick. I mean, I love you, Florence.
I want to
Pugh.
lick you for each one of your freckles.
I want to lick your freckles. I want to lick. I want to lick your. Oh, I want to lick your freckles. You're posing. You're posing.
The
You
accent
pose.
is- It's
You
her
pose
Black
too
Widow.
much. Yeah, Black Widow. You're a poser. I'm going to be in the Thunderbolts movie, which who gives a fuck? Now I want to get out of my Marvel contract because it's stupid.
Zodiac.
I'm not the Zodiac.
I have that scene queued up right now.
Oh yes, let's play that.
It's just
Can I
the
see-
very end.
May I see the watch? No, may I see it? Oh,
Here's it
There
too.
he
It's
is.
got the Zodiac symbol.
so great.
Thanks for your time.
I'm willing to help in any way possible.
There he is.
I look forward to the day when police officers are no longer referred to as pigs.
Thanks. Thanks.
The man deserves an Oscar for smaller roles.
He'll win one day.
There's no Academy Award for character actors, which is just someone who
Well,
steps
no-
in for a minute.
No, that's what they give it to character actors who do the one outstanding performance of the year, like J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons and Octavia Spencer, Sam Rockwell. They give it away to the character actor, always in a support. It's always supporting actor. It's never leading actor.
Yeah.
But it's always supporting, and it's always like it's the best character in the whole movie, and that's kind of how they win it, and that's just how that is.
They need to go best actor, best supporting actor, and then if it warrants it, here's the one, like, oh, it's been 5 years since we gave this out. Here's the best, one scene actor. I don't know, something.
Right.
Or best character actor over the last blah blah blah. They need a specific award that's not just for one movie.
Right. That'll never happen.
I don't know. It's very particular the way I'm asking for, but I'm just saying
No.
he deserves one.
No, it doesn't matter. Ugh, it doesn't matter anymore anyway because nobody watches the Oscars anyway.
We did.
We did. I forgot we did. That's how much I remember the Oscars. I forgot we watched it. I remember the XFL game more.
Well, do you remember why? Because we couldn't stop laughing at all of Jimmy Kimmel's jokes. We just couldn't catch a breath.
It was so funny. You're right. It was so funny, wall to wall. It was like watching Cork again. Not funny. Stupid.
No, I had moments in Cork that I enjoyed.
I did laugh at Cork in some.
I don't think that's a fair comparison to Cork.
You're right. You're right.
You're disparaging Cork at this point.
I am. I'm trying to. Yes.
All man's going to get upset with you.
Yeah. I don't like his attitude. I say kill him. No, I don't want to do that.
Please do that the rest of this series. Every podcast we do, please do
bring the Cork, the transmorph or whatever.
Yes. Transmute.
Transmute. I think it was. We're going to get those Gorgons. I don't like to fight.
Yeah, I want to go fuck them up. But at first, I hope they have like nail polish.
Yeah, right. So stupid.
Like, why does the female side have 0 brains?
I think of a woman. I think of a man, and I take away accountability or responsibility and accountability.
I just watched that the other day. As good as it gets. Nicholson's funny. It's basically one of the best Nicholson roles ever. Even though it's very, very generic, paint by numbers plotting, but it's whatever. It was one of Pauline Kael's last movies she critiqued, and she basically trashed it.
I'm trying so hard to find the scene with Brian Cox. We're way on safari.
So, but you should go at the beginning where he's on the TV is probably easier to find.
I found that.
That's like the first. I love hearing the sound of the guy's voice, Sam. He goes, "Do you have headaches, Sam? I'm sick. I just want to kill."
You sound like you're in a great deal of pain.
Sam.
I'm so sick. I'm gonna kill them.
Fantastic.
Oh, no, go back. Yeah, you go further in where he goes, that's fucked up. When he goes,
this looks like Harvey Keitel now.
Yeah, it does. Does it make you mad they call you Harvey Keitel?
Sam, let's meet and talk, just us.
Okay. How about Old St. Mary's Church in Chinatown?
No.
In front of the Daily City St. Vincent de Paul at 10:30.
I'll see you there.
I see you there. I like when he taunts him.
Goodbye, Sam.
You were so obvious.
Yeah. He's trying to communicate with you. Yes. It's like, oh God.
It's a movie where there is no ending. There's no we got him, haha moment.
Right.
Clearly, because we don't have him. We don't know who the fuck it was. That's part of the allure. It's why the movie got made.
Right.
I think if the killer was caught, I almost said catched. The killer was caught. I don't think this movie exists. Like they wouldn't make it. Like who gives a shit? Like we got him.
I don't know.
You'd have someone else making the movie that it's one of those like TV.
Well, it'd be like the Charlie Manson story.
Yeah, you'd have
like that.
You'd have one of those blah blah blah. But I think Fincher was obsessed with it because he's like, we don't know who it is. How do I make? And it caught his interest.
Now Fincher is from that area. He's from Northern California. So
but I think it also caught his interest that how do I make a movie where there's no ending, and that got his like brain going. All right.
Well, he specifically talks about his childhood reading and hurriedly about Zodiac because it was a big deal when he was a kid. And he was in Marin County, I think at the time. He was in Northern California, so he was in the middle of it. He was there, so it's a big, piece of his personal history, really, because he does a lot of He's from NorCal.
I don't know much about Northern California.
Represent.
I did talk to my wife during this movie. First, let me tell this story real quick, then I'll get back to this. She was watching it, and she goes, when they show John Carroll Lynch, she goes, "Is that Zodiac?" And I go,
"Right."
And she looks at me and she goes, "You don't know? Haven't you seen this before?" I'm like, "Yeah, lots of times." And she goes, "And you don't know?" I go, "Do you not know about the Zodiac killer? They don't know who it is. part. It's like Jack the Ripper. They don't know who it is at all.
Exactly. They have an
He's like,
idea, but they
"Oh,
don't, there's no proof. Yeah.
He's like, how does the movie end? And I'm like, I don't want to give that away, but you don't know. Like the movie's not going to make up a killer.
It ends with the guy from Always Sunny coming in and saying, "This is the man who shot me July 4th,
It
1969."
does. Yeah. Jimmy Simpson shows up.
Which
and
is so funny.
This got 80%. I don't know.
Yeah, 80%.
But anyway, getting back to the other thing I was saying to my wife, I think Dick, the reason he likes this movie an extra amount is because he's from that area. Because they mentioned Modesto and all that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you know the area. I just want to know, as a guy from the area, how close are all these places? Other than when they go into Southern California, but I'm just saying the main places in the beginning. How close are these together?
That's probably like an 80-mile radius, because
it's pretty tight.
Yeah, because it's all mountainy, Northern California, beach, mountainy area.
Beach community.
Beach community.
Beach community.
Is this your only form of ID?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, side note, that's being re-released for the 25th anniversary. They're going to bring Lebowski into theaters again. 25th anniversary.
I just bought this 20th anniversary on 4K.
25th anniversary. They're re-releasing it in the theaters. Well, that's good too.
No, I love this cover though.
Yeah, it's great.
It's my favorite cover for the movie. Just simple.
My condition was in.
They got what they need there. They have the rug in these glasses.
Exactly.
That's all they need. I love this.
Yeah. Hey man, at least I'm housebroken. But yeah, no, it's all pretty close. That's
Every time a rug is sold in this fair city, I have to replace it. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the bum's lost. The bum's lost, Mr. Lebowski. You don't dress like this on a weekday. What day is this?
All right, go ahead and with the area.
No, pretty much, yeah. It's pretty condensed because I'm trying to think, Vallejo isn't that far away. Vallejo's probably about an hour away. San Francisco's about 75, 80 minutes away. Depends on which way you go. You get there, but traffic's always a nightmare. So it takes longer than that to get there. But
from where,
geographically speaking, the traffic is always bad, which is why getting to San Francisco takes a long time. But really, it shouldn't be that long. But traffic is why it takes 2 hours to get to San Francisco. It's only like 80 miles away, if that, 90 miles, give or take.
I remember when I was driving through that area, I was like, "Oh shit, we're in Modesto." So I messaged you. I'm like, and then you got back to me way later, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were." It was my fault. It totally was.
Right.
Like, shit! I wish I would have known we're going through Modesto because we're driving. Like, fucking Modesto. It was like
10 years ago.
No, close, but I don't even know.
Nobody comes and visits me because it is Modesto. Nobody gives a shit. But at the same time, it's like I can't really put you anywhere. I could get an air mattress and you sleep in the living room or the library, but that's about it. And I don't know if you want to sleep in the library because it's not very comfortable. I think the living room would be better.
I was driving through from LA to San Francisco, and I was like, most of the way there, I'm like, oh shit, Modesto. But on the way back, I was like, all right, I know we're going through Modesto again. So I messaged you, and it just took too long to respond. Not your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it was probably the one day I didn't have my phone with me.
It was what happens. We weren't talking a lot like we are now.
Right.
So I was like, oh, and then you hit me back. You're like, oh shit, because I stopped because I wanted to give you extra time if you're going to respond. I didn't have your phone number, and I was like, all right, let's stop at this diner. And we stopped at oh shit, camera's off. Sorry. There we go. We stopped at a diner, a breakfast diner, and we ate. I'm like, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna respond. And then it was some like hole in the wall place outside of Modesto.
Oh God,
with the freeway. I don't know if you have any idea what I'm talking about, but
well, there's a lot of places off of 99, or where were you at?
Going from Modesto to LA, what freeway is that?
99.
Okay,
that's
so
that's the only way you could get.
About probably 10 miles south of Modesto.
It had to be probably Ceres or Turlock.
It was like it had an old lady's name, I thought. The diner.
Oh, Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I was like, all right, well,
There's a lot of places. That long ago, it's all that place is probably.
Well, the only reason I
closed.
remember it is because I
Crazy.
messaged you. I'm
Anymore.
like, let's see if he responds. If he does, we'll say hi, and we can't stay long because we got to get back because we drove down to LA and then back to Arizona. But
oh yeah, no, whatever.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It happens. I know lots of people are like, oh yeah, I was in town, but I was only in town for like a day. I didn't have time. Like, yeah, that's fine. I get it. It's fine.
You don't live in a destination spot.
No.
You live between
Nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to see the George Lucas bronze statue at the 5 Points, right next to the Jack in the Box and the Denny's.
Who?
Exactly.
George Lucas bronze.
The George Lucas bronze statue, which he has
when you said that, to do with. When I just said it out loud, I didn't get it. And then I slowed it down in my head. I go, "Oh, George Lucas bronze." I thought that was the full name, George Lucas bronze. I'm like, "Who the?" I get it now.
He created Bronzer. Don't you know who he is?
Now I kind of want to go back and see that.
Oh, it's a nice statue. It's right there in the 5 Points. Where you're just like, yeah. But how you get there? It's a fucking nightmare. It's in the middle of a crosswalk. So it's like, what? Who designed? Why they put it there? Go put it in like the park or something.
You have to stop and take a picture if you want, like in your car.
No, you have to walk there. You can't. There's nowhere to park. You'd have to park across
the road,
street.
Walk. Stop in the road to take a picture of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could stop on the side. There's parking on the side streets, but it's always full because people park there to get to the giant old folks home in the center of the 5 Points. There's like a 10-story building right there where people jump off and commit suicide.
When you hear 5 Points, you're either in a very, very busy metropolis or the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, it's called 5 Points because there's 5 intersecting points. It's just, it ain't New York 5 Points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're either like, this is where these major streets meet, or like, this is the 4 corners where
Mulberry,
Colorado.
Mulberry Street.
Yeah.
I make the 5 Points or a fist.
Can I just say, as far as Zodiac goes, they make deciphering a bunch of nonsensical handwritten notes fascinating.
Yeah.
And it's going off the procedural thing that you mentioned.
Right, yeah.
Because when you're watching this, you can't not think that this is clearly a procedural, because that's all they're doing is deciphering codes. What's the killer's motive, or why is he, where is he, how it's just procedural.
Why did he kill the cabbie, change the pattern?
Yeah, exactly. And they mentioned that guy's name so many times, I had it memorized by the time I got to the end. I was this is my first time when I watched it. I went, "Oh, they're talking about the cabbie."
Yeah. Oh shit.
They're talking about how he took the glasses off of the cabbie.
Yeah.
He left a fake fingerprint there.
The description was a Negro gentleman.
Exactly. Can I talk to your daughter about him?
He was white. He looked normal.
She just witnessed a murder.
She just witnessed a murder.
Exactly why I want to talk to her. Do you mind if I sit down and yell at her a little bit?
Listen, you little bitch. What'd you say?
Do you want to? I want to find out where you go to school. I'm going to Zodiac come and get you.
You don't tell me what I want to know.
We should mention that this stars 3 future Marvel stars and 1 past Marvel star.
And actually more.
I'm sure it does, but that's all I was thinking when I was watching it.
Jake Gyllenhaal is Mysterio in Spider-Man. Robert Downey Jr. is obviously Iron Man. Hulk is Mark Ruffalo.
There's the three future. Brian Cox was
Brian Cox is an X-Men too.
He was an X-Men.
Wolverine.
He's the previous I mentioned.
Yeah, he's the
previous.
My wife pointed that out. And I thank you for that.
Good one.
Because I go,
I'm sure
there's future Marvel, and she goes, "Wait, 4 because him." I was like, "You're fucking right." Yeah, he was General Riker.
That's funny. Candy Clark is in it. The girl from American Graffiti. She's in it. She's the receptionist who gets the Paul Sheldon
opens the letter.
No, Paul Stein.
Avery.
No, Paul Stein is the cab driver.
Oh, Paul. Yes,
Stein. Was it Paul Stein?
I thought you were talking about the letter. He didn't write a letter to the cab driver who's dead.
No. He sent the piece of shirt that was the cab driver.
Yeah.
And she almost goes, "Ah!"
Yeah,
and Robert Downey Jr. gets holy fucking shit.
He gets in. He's like, "What is that? Oh,
that.
oh shit."
He gets that Halloween card,
Yeah, no,
which in real life he did not get a piece of the shirt in that Halloween card.
no.
I did see that trivia.
Yeah, that's fictionalized, but
But
that's the height in the movie.
there's like, how much of that shirt did he take? Because there's like 15 shreds he sends into them.
And on top of that, he dumps it because he cleans out his trailer after the cops come and see him.
Hold on. Don't accuse Lee of being the Zodiac, okay?
I'm not the Zodiac. And if I was, I certainly wouldn't tell you.
I don't want to get too into the muck here because they do have a whole thing about a guy named Ricky. When
Rick Marshall,
when Chloe Savall shows up, he's like,
Rick Marshall. Rick, it's Rick.
Chloe Duvall shows up and he's like,
oh,
there's a nickname, something short. He's
by
like,
the
Ricky,
way,
it's Ricky. It was fucking Ricky, wasn't it? He's like, it wasn't Ricky.
By the way, Chloe Duvall is in the Honor Farm that is literally 12 miles from my parents' house.
Fun.
It's off of Grayson Road. It's hilarious. It's closed down now because they don't have any money, so it's all closed up now. But that's where the Honor Farm was, Stanislaus County Honor Farm. So Zodiac the movie was literally 12 miles from my grandpa's house, which now my parents live there. So by the ranch, it's hilarious.
There you go.
I always laugh at that. I was like, oh, that's where my dad went when he got arrested.
What?
The Honor Farm. Oh, that's another story.
They thought he was Zodiac anyway.
I don't know.
There is a whole different story of afterwards, like nowadays, where the daughter of one person thinks her dad was a Zodiac because he gave her the watch from the cab driver, and he gave her
it's never going to end. Yeah, it'll never end. The speculations.
Well, you don't get shit like the BTK killer was found finally after like 35 years. Or the California, what's his name? California, was this?
Oh, Grim Sleeper.
I didn't know that nickname. But
well, Grim Sleeper was in L.A. He was like 40 years. They never found him. And the only reason they did find him was because his son was a criminal, and they got him through familial DNA, which is just fucking amazing. Now you're really fucked. If you're a murderer and got away with it, and your kid's a loser, you're fucked. They're gonna get you. If your kid's a criminal, you're fucked. You're going to prison because they'll arrest their dumb ass and they'll give them up the DNA and they'll trace it back to you because it has the same sort of genetic coding as someone else's DNA or as the father's DNA, obviously.
Yeah, that's we're probably talking about the same person, but it was like, yeah, Grim Sleeper's the familial DNA. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're starting to see solutions, or they're catching those people, and I don't know what they do with Zodiac because there's no DNA.
Well, they did say that they took DNA from one of the stamps on the Zodiac letter,
but was that his?
It wasn't his. It wasn't Arthur Lee Allen because they did have his DNA, and it wasn't a match. But at the same time, how many Zodiac letters were real and how many were fake?
They do set that up in the movie.
Yeah.
Where, yes, these letters are written this way. The other letters are kind of written differently, and they're not actually accurate because there's no actual murders that happened.
Right, and he takes credit for other crimes.
Yes,
they arrested
copycat stuff.
Yeah, he's just doing it for the press. That's what RDJ says. He's in it for the press. He's in it for the press. Somebody should write a book. Yeah, you're right. Somebody should write a fucking book on the boat, on the houseboat. About the Zodiac. Who gives a shit? We're in the daily news. You know, we're in the daily news, means today. That was 10 years ago. Who gives a shit? It was important. Oh, yeah? And what did you do about it? Except loom over my desk, look at my trash.
Yeah.
Am I being unkind?
Oh, I love that. Should I play that? Oh, man.
That's at the end. Toward the end, we're on his boat. I live on a boat. I live on a boat. Okay? He's all fucked up and on his way out. But shit, for him being that fucked up, he lives a long time. He dies at 70. Like, he lives with it for 30 years. Whatever his ailment was, he dies in 2000, I think, or did it say 2000 he passed away, Paul Avery, at the end of the movie?
Oh, I could play it in a second, but
I think it says 2000. So he was like 70 years old. So, 66, he's writing 69, he's writing 72, he's gone, or 74, he's basically out of the Chronicle, he's in the Sacramento Bee. So, yeah, he lives a long time.
Scene with Clea Duvall.
Yeah.
which is not the Honor Farm, by the way. That's a set in L.A.
Yeah, I think maybe when he was in the service.
Navy?
I think
Rick.
Was he into movies? Was he a movie buff?
I can tell you that he was not into people.
Rick. His name was Rick.
The party Darlene threw, people were supposed to just show up and drink beer and help paint, but
Fast forward a little bit.
It wasn't Rick.
But this guy showed up in a suit and just sat in a chair.
Can you be sure? It's a long time ago. Think hard.
I am thinking hard.
It was Rick.
No, it wasn't.
It was Rick. It was Rick Marshall.
No.
Just say it.
Rick.
It wasn't Rick.
Clea Duvall's great. Kudos on her for showing up for one scene.
Yeah, she got all bruised. Her arms are all bruised and gross. Like looks like she's an addict. She's just gross.
And kudos, I love Clea Duvall. She's one of those underrated character actors.
We guys also mentioned this scene on the background here. One of the most I still cringe. It's the most realistic depiction of a stabbing.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. I'll show that in a second.
That part is that scene is just so fucking tense.
It is, but I want it's in the background here. But I want to show this real quick because that was the scene I mentioned earlier where this is anyone else direct this movie, this would be tears, throwing shit, like overplayed. This is just she's clearly done and moved on and concerned, but not concerned to be like drawn into his bullshit.
Right.
And she just like deal with this shit.
Yeah, she's tired. She's sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah. It makes sense because, like you said, she's sick and tired of his bullshit of dealing with this case that he's never going to solve and doesn't.
No.
And is.
Did it ever?
Yeah, it did.
Robert, it was just a date that didn't end.
You don't mean that.
A little. The kids miss you.
Can't have them see me like this.
That line right there.
Yeah.
Here's the importance of subtlety and minimalism. That line right there says so much.
Yeah.
Because he's aware of what the fuck's happening and how crazy he looks. And because he doesn't speak to anyone else about how crazy it is. Because everyone else is like, dude, stop. Just fucking stop.
We're surrounded by all this shit. And he says before this scene, he goes, well, I'm not a cartoonist anymore.
Yeah. No, it's at the beginning of the scene.
Yeah.
I got stopped by the Chronicle. I don't work there anymore.
I'm not a cartoonist anymore.
Neither can I. So do whatever you have to.
But finish this.
Finish this.
She won't even touch or walk nearer to him to hand him the paperwork in case she gets drawn in.
I'm done.
She's not willing to even. I'm not going to risk it. Throwing it on the ground and walks the fuck out. I don't know. I like scenes that are minimal and tell you a lot right there.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm sorry. What scene were we going back to? Oh, the murder in the park.
Well, no, I mean, whatever. If we get to Melvin Belli,
that's right here.
There it is.
The reason the scene works perfectly because the background, the park is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's doing like a weird, like the juxtaposition thing of the beauty, and there's this horrific scene happening right in front of it.
Going to Mexico. We didn't complain when you tied our hands. Okay, you have everything that I have. We have done everything that you've asked.
Is that Lake Berryessa in this scene?
I believe it was. They say that line later on. They mention that lake.
Okay, you all done? You know, just because people are going to ask, was that thing even loaded?
And what I like about this is if there wasn't a living witness,
right?
They do not show the scene because the first two scenes had a living witness. Both the guys in the opening scene with the couples making out, and this scene have the male in both situations lived. So they include this because it's all factual based. The cabbie one they kind of show from a distance because there is a witness to that. Like it's shown from the point of view of the person who was there.
Right.
And I think that was a big part of Fincher's.
Well, that's why. Well, also that's why they don't show the first murder.
Exactly.
In Vallejo, because 2 people died. There's no witness, and the other one there's a survivor. Yeah.
We don't know what happened. I'm not going to surmise. We're not including it. And I think that was a big stipulation for on Fincher's part. We're we have to have the facts.
Right.
Otherwise, it's conjecture, and that's not fair to the victims. But here's this fucking thing where, because this is why it gets brutal, Dick. And I think you'll agree with me here, because they sit there and they stare in each other's eyes right here.
Right.
And then they think they're fine now.
It's okay. This is all gonna be okay.
And then he just like, it's not Hollywood.
Yeah.
Not spray. Like, it's real. Like, he stabs him in the back, and he's just like, he's freaking the fuck out. And it's just these realistic stabs.
He goes extra time on the girl.
Sorry, what?
He goes extra on the girl to make sure she dies because he hates the women more than anything. And Lake Berryessa is 131 miles from my location.
Okay. Not as close as I was thinking, but
well, that's Lake Berryessa. That's the furthest one. San Francisco is about an hour away from Lake Berryessa too. So let me see how far.
How far are you from San Francisco?
How far from San Francisco?
No, you. How far are you from San Francisco?
Oh, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, it's brutal.
89 miles.
Okay.
Like I said, San Francisco's 89 miles away.
This scene's fucking brutal. It's the most brutal scene in the movie. And it's not too long. It doesn't linger on it. They get stabbed and it immediately cuts to him like outside his car, just like in a coat wrapped around him. It's like, what the fuck? He's freaking out. Same thing with the guy in the beginning. He's just sitting next to the car, like trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah. And Vallejo is 90 miles away from me.
Okay.
So yeah, 90 to 130 miles. 130 mile radius, basically.
Are all of these places north of you?
Yeah, they're north. Well, they're northwest.
Okay.
Or northwest. Yeah. They're along the coast. They're more by the coast than, because I'm more inland. I'm basically in the center of California. That's more toward the coastline of California. It's just so nice and dreamy over there. Bunch of fucking hippies live there.
Yeah, they do have the hippie scenes in the beginning.
And the fucking witches, the Wiccans all live up and down the fucking coast in certain spots. It's creepy. Like we went to my family's friend had a beach house basically on the bluff of a beach, like private beach. It was really nice because they were very wealthy people. So we stayed at this place for Thanksgiving, and you could see like in the trees, like it's all hills and trees and shit, and you see fires, and they say, "Oh yeah, those fires are basically Wiccan rituals going on. So just ignore them. It's nothing. We're used to. We see them all the time. Like, that's fucking weird."
It's like The Invitation, the movie with Logan Marshall Green,
or the Vivitch.
Have you seen Invitation?
No, which one was that one?
Logan Marshall Green.
Ah, no.
Watch it. It's not amazing, but it is a really good movie.
The Invitation. What is it? Is it on Netflix?
Yes, that's where I saw it.
Or Hulu. Oh, Netflix. Okay.
I saw it on Netflix. It's got Logan Marshall Green, the guy that looks like Tom
Hardy. Tom Hardy's brother. Yeah.
But it's subtle, and it's like a tension building movie, and it's pretty solid. I'll say that.
Yeah, no. So Zodiac, I mean, just one of those movies that's I remember my first encounter with Zodiac was I was working at the ArcLight. I was in Hollywood, living there. They premiered March. I remember seeing the midnight show or the first showing. Loved it. I remember I would go to that movie on my breaks and watch it all the time. I saw that movie in the theater probably 6 or 7 times, like pieces of it, and then I would sit down to actually watch it. And it's just so great. Nobody watched it. Nobody. That movie was in the Dome, and nobody saw it. Like that movie was in the Dome. I saw that movie in the Dome, and it was just wonderful. It was like, oh my god!
I would have liked to see that in the Dome.
It was nice.
Instead, the only movie I saw in the Dome was You Dragged Me to Lord of the Rings 3.
The Return of the King.
And I was like, this is my Dome virgin experience. A movie I do not give a shit about.
I saw Dark Knight in the Dome. I saw Alien in the Dome. I saw Transformers in the Dome. I saw every movie in the Dome. Whatever movie they had, I saw it for a while.
I kept going there to see those old classics. Like I saw 2001. I saw.
Yeah,
Shock.
that'd be cool.
It was not the
well, they
Dome.
had it in the theater. It wasn't the Dome, it was the AFI stuff.
Yeah.
I saw Goldfinger. Yeah, I saw Goldfinger there. I saw Giant.
They had
there.
that, and they kept showing those little movies, those movies I was mentioning, in that little
Grapes
theater
of
they
Wrath.
had there.
Yeah, I saw Grapes of Wrath there. Like when they had the AFI Fest, it was so fucking cool. Now it's gone. It is closed down. It is done.
What?
COVID killed it.
The theater?
The ArcLight Theater's gone.
Really?
It's all closed up. The Dome is closed. No one's reopened it yet. It's a Hollywood landmark, and they're still trying to figure out how to open it to put movies in it, but they haven't opened it yet. COVID killed it.
Christ.
Yeah, I was shocked to hear that.
That is upsetting.
Yeah, ArcLight is long gone. All those theaters are closed up, and just that's it. It's done. It's over.
What about the other ones? Like, did they close the Egyptian?
No, that one's still around. Chinese Theater's still there. No, it's still there.
Kodak. Well, it wasn't.
Kodak's not Kodak anymore.
But I'm saying
the Atmos. I think. Yeah, it's called something else now.
It's not Dolby Atmos.
Kodak doesn't exist anymore. They're not filmed. They don't exist.
Well, they didn't exist then, barely. But
well, they were toward the end. Toward the end of their life then. But I think it's Dolby Atmos now or something. The Dolby Theater. I don't know. But yeah, Chinese Theater's still there. That's the last time I was there. I saw Force Awakens there. That was the new theater.
So 2015.
They IMAXed it out, so they remodeled the interior. Yeah, it's all remodeled. It's all IMAXed out.
Chinese,
but it's all the same, but it's bigger. So it's actually the best IMAX screen, I think.
So
I love that.
Is this the main one or the?
Yeah, the main one.
Wow.
It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. It's not because remember it was sloped. Now it's not sloped. It's all stadium. So they basically everything's the same because it's a historical landmark. They couldn't change.
So they just built the
stadium.
Okay, so just add some platforms to the ground.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's fine. Yeah, it's a lot better.
We saw fucking everything there.
Oh yeah, I saw everything there. Yeah.
Great movies, the worst movies.
Yeah, Van Helsing.
We had the exact same thought.
Exactly.
The Exorcist prequel.
Yeah,
which is actually worse than Van Helsing, but it's not as funny to say as Van Helsing.
Exactly.
But we also saw
the part.
A lot of great movies there.
Kill Bill Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 2.
A lot of good stuff there.
The Matrix Revolutions we saw there.
Team America.
We saw Team America at Paramount. That was a special screening on the lot. I remember that. It was on the lot.
Are you serious? I don't remember that at all.
No, it was the lot.
I'll trust your memory more than mine, but
no, because I remember that specifically because we were in the press screening on the lot. That's what, and we got tickets for it. That's why we went.
Was I there? Or did I go at a second time?
Maybe you saw it a second time.
I remember seeing that at Chinese Theater.
Yeah, you probably did, but we saw it. You saw it twice. I only saw it once.
Okay.
Unless I went and saw it again, and I don't remember seeing it again. But I remember seeing it at Paramount. I remember seeing it at Paramount for sure.
Here's the thing: so much happened in so little time that you're probably right. I was probably there and just. But I remember like all the specific events we went to, like Machinist.
Yeah, Machinist. We saw.
I remember Gary was there for Shattered Glass. I remember
Shattered Glass was at the school.
I remember
Troy was at the school.
I remember Troy, but I remember the Last Samurai wasn't finished yet.
Last Samurai, we saw that.
I don't think I saw Troy. I don't think I saw
Troy. I saw with Remco. I think me and Remco.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that with you guys.
Yeah, I think I was kind of like, oh, I'll go see that. And Remco's like, oh, it's going to be great.
Me and Michael tried to get you to go to Closer.
Yeah, I wish I would have went to that.
That was the world premiere.
That was the premiere. I went home. It was Christmas. So I was
him and I went there, and we saw Natalie Portman and Judd. What's his name?
Clive Owen and Jude Law and
Jude Law. It was we didn't see Clive Owen. We didn't see Julie Roberts. It was Natalie and Jude Law. But they were right fucking there. We're like, hi, like, why are we here?
Yeah, I still have that ticket.
So do I.
I have that ticket somewhere.
Wait, no, right here. I think I gave you mine.
I think you did. I have it.
I think I did. As long as you have it.
I have it. I have it. I know I have it.
I just remember that I gave you mine because you couldn't go, and I'm like, here, I saw it. You can have this.
Yeah.
It was like this fucking thing, right?
Oh, it was thick. It was
one
hard.
of those. It looked like
hard. It was a hard shell.
Yeah, I thought I remember giving you mine, but yeah, that was.
You did. It was like this big. It was like as big as that.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
It
but
was,
this is
it was
for something
laminated.
else. Yeah, no, it wasn't laminated. It was hard plastic.
Was it?
Where the hell is it? Yeah, I have it somewhere. Shit, is it in here?
Yeah, I remember that now.
Wasting
Wow,
everybody's
man, 20 years.
time. Oh, big
So-
that's 20 years. Yeah.
While you're looking, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Like, imagine that you're like a millennial and you're used to your crime.
No.
No, and we're doing a what if.
Yeah, I know.
You're used to CSI Miami. You're used to Law and Order SVU, where the wraps up tightly. We know who the killer is, and here you are. And you're watching this movie in 2023.
Right.
Watching Zodiac, and you watch this. How satisfied are you going to be during this movie?
Oh, well, that's the thing. I don't know how to answer the question because I wouldn't know. Because I love it.
We're
I
surmising.
can't really
We're
live in another world.
We're guessing.
Yeah.
I think if you're in the movies and you're not, and you know some, I think you have to know about the Zodiac killer.
Right.
If you know about the Zodiac killer, you're going to be fine.
Yes.
Regardless of your expectations of the movie. I think you're not going to be assuming there's going to be an ending because you know it doesn't have one.
Right.
But I imagine someone who's like, oh my God, where's this going? Oh, they don't even solve it. This movie's bullshit. It's like, no, but that's not the point of the movie.
For sure. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Definitely. There's dumb kids like that all over the place.
That's kind of what I'm kind of concerned about for this movie in the future. Because it has a 7.7 IMDb. I give it a 9.
I give it a 10.
I could give it a 10, but I personally I'm going to give it a 9. It's because 10 for me, that's a bit dip. Like Fight Club and 7 have a 10. So this one I like a little bit less than those, still gets a 9. But 10 is a fair score. I could imagine them watching this movie and being like, there's no ending. I didn't give a shit about the characters. Nobody fucked. Nobody fought. Nobody. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's fine. It's give this movie a 4. And it's like, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Because it has 550,000 views or reviews and with a 7.7 rating, which is far lower than I would expect. And I want to notate that so we can talk about this movie in a decade and watch the score be like 5.8. And be like, what the fuck happened?
I think more people discover it and see how good it is. I don't think it's going to go down. But I think people, I don't know. But then again, who knows? With the current climate of culture, I don't know. You might be right. That's what scares me. It's just like movies are getting worse and worse. And I don't know if anybody understands how bad they are getting, except for like a few, like Quentin Tarantino gets it. He knows that movies suck right now. He's saying this is the worst. This is the worst time for movies in 50 years. Like, he's right. He's like, no, this is terrible.
Scorsese are on, like, fucking movies.
No, they suck. They're shit. Like they're all shit now. They're all factory made. It's garbage. It's all comic book movies. You know.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about.
I think that's coming. I think that's coming to an end, though. I think that the time of that is ending soon.
It's fading right now.
It's fading. Yeah.
It's
been
because I saw. We just went and watched
14 years.
We just went and saw the new Ant-Man movie in the theater. We wanted to get out of the house for one fucking time in our life.
Yeah. Well, sure.
So, and we're like, all right, we can go see Scream, which I haven't seen the one previously.
Right.
I didn't see 5 because
I haven't either.
Or we can. John Wick doesn't come out for a week, so we can't go see that.
John Wick comes out
We're
tomorrow.
Like, fuck it, we'll go see Ant-Man.
Oh, I think John Wick came out today.
Yeah, it came out today.
Yeah, John Wick's
but this
out
is last week. And
yeah,
right.
Right.
All right, we'll go see Ant-Man. We've seen those movies. I like Paul Rudd. Who doesn't? And we were sitting there in the movie, and it's 2 hours long. And I'm like, oh, this is a short Marvel movie. It felt like 4 hours long.
Ooh,
the movie's fine. I like the movie just fine. I didn't enjoy it, but it felt twice its length. I'm like, how is this not over yet? Like someone patient in the theater, and I'm like, I don't remember the last time I felt like this. Because Zodiac flew by, and this movie was 2/3 the length, and felt 5 times the length. And I'm like, God damn, end.
The last time I felt like that was Desolation of Smog, the Hobbit movie.
I
had to get out of the theater. I was just like, oh, I don't care about this fucking dragon anymore. Just stop, end it. Fly out of the fucking place.
Some random guy gets them though.
Well, that was the last movie. Like if that would have been in the end of this movie, I'd be fine with it. It was the next movie. It had a fucking cliffhanger. Ugh.
I did not see the Hobbit movies until my trip to San Francisco, where I watched the Hobbit movies. So
wow.
there you go. That's
You
all.
saw the Hobbit movies in the theater
No,
or on the plane?
saw them on a DVD or Blu-ray, where the fuck is
Oh,
out then. And I watched all three, and I'm like, I watched them, and I still don't care.
Oh my
I just
god,
don't care.
I like the first one. I saw that in the theater. I liked the first one,
Fine.
but the second one was just I could at the end when that dragon when Sherlock Holmes the dragon's talking, Doctor Strange dragon's talking. I was going crazy. I was like, oh my god, I don't care. This movie's not over with yet. Fuck.
The third movie shows up, and I'm like, I can't tell you who these five armies are, but I don't give a shit. I already don't care.
And technically, it was only 4, but whatever.
Is one the audience storming the stage? Like, stop it!
Fuck you! And I don't blame Peter Jackson because Peter Jackson did not want to do it. You can tell. But that's topic for another podcast.
Yeah, we could definitely do the Hobbit series.
We're running late here, so
we are.
Let's close
Zodiac.
up Zodiac.
Zodiac is done. Next week, I did choose a movie. What did I choose? Let's take a look.
Zandalay.
No, the problem is my Google Chrome crashed, so I have to look elsewhere. Where do I need to go to find out what I chose for next week?
Loitering in Wonderland. I got that right here, actually.
Can you tell me what I have for next week? I think it's M. Night.
Well, it's M. Night Shyamalan Madingo movies.
Yeah. So next week, next Friday, we're doing M. Night movies. So catch up on the ones you haven't seen yet.
I probably won't.
Just watch
because I have
just watch Knock at the Cabin.
I have Inconceivable and Grand Island to watch.
Just watch Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, I pretty much saw Knock at the Cabin. Red Letter Media did the review. And they spoiled the whole thing. I'm like, oh, it sounds actually pretty interesting.
No,
so I
it's
have
good.
to see it now. Yeah, I can see why it was good. I
don't watch their shit unless I've watched the movie already.
I just didn't care. It depends on the movie. Like I won't.
No,
care.
I told you that movie's actually. I watched it. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. Like I like this movie.
No, they liked it. They said it was actually they enjoyed it.
Did they? Okay.
They enjoyed it. They liked it. So they said, yeah, no, it's a fun, good M. Night movie.
He
goes now. They're talking about M. Night's finally accepting his schlockiness. He's finally accepting the fact that he's a run and gun director, and he's not being pretentious anymore. He's just doing low budget horror movies, and that's what he's good at.
And that's why this movie works.
Yeah, that's what they said. He's a good director. And they said Cocaine Bear was garbage.
Oh, I'm sure
that's what it was. Cocaine Bear. It was Cocaine Bear, and it was this movie. And they said Cocaine Bear is just awful. It's a low budget schlock movie produced by Universal, and they were shocked that it was a Universal movie. Like, what the fuck? This is bad. He said it was an asylum level movie.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
Elizabeth Banks' directorial
efforts
so far have.
Well, she did one good movie, right? Pitch Perfect 2. I didn't see it.
What's her one good movie?
I said it. Pitch Perfect 2.
Oh, I know she directed that, but what's her one good movie?
I don't know.
Okay.
She did Charlie's Angels, Pitch Perfect 2. I don't know what else. Did she do episodes of Wet Hot American Summer?
I don't know. I did see Charlie's Angels, the remake, and I was like, oh, this is a movie.
Sucks.
I had no feelings one way or the other.
No, I couldn't watch it after 30 minutes. Like, this is just nothing.
Sat there and watched the whole thing, and I'm like, I feel nothing. At least during the Mick G ones, I was like, this is stupid.
Oh, the Mick G, the second one, Full Throttle, is fucking garbage.
Bill Murray shows up.
At least Charlie's Angels.
He's in the first one.
Yeah, and then he stopped because he hates Lucy Liu.
Yeah,
like they hate each other. And Bernie Mac's in the sequel.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
In peace.
The sequel though is like I'm like, I don't know what's happening. This is wonky.
Sequel's bad. It's
Justin
terrible.
Theroux's doing his thing.
He's an Irish guy with a 6-pack, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Cocaine Bear looks terrible. But I definitely suggest you watch Cabin in the Woods or Knock at the Cabin.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely watch Cabin in the Woods.
Well, I've seen all of his movies basically, so.
Yeah. No,
I've seen them.
All I need you to do for next week, then, if you're not going to watch Knock at the Cabin, which I definitely think you should, I could show you the movie. Just rate them. We're gonna do the like you do with a.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Just rank them.
No, that's fine.
That's it.
Yeah,
and that's all you got to do. That's all I.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about these movies individually.
Yeah, that works.
Just like we're gonna do with the Coen Brothers here in a few weeks.
We might have the same movies though. I think
for M Night.
Or M Night. I think we'll probably have the same tier.
I don't know. I'm sure we have the same groupings of them at least.
At least, yeah.
I am gonna watch Praying with Anger though. I finally found it.
Oh, that's his first movie?
It's his second movie.
That's the one with Rosie O'Donnell as the method challenge. Yeah,
yes.
Handicapped person.
You don't have to watch that one. I'll take that one on myself and add it to my list. But
where'd you find it? Is it on YouTube?
I have no comment.
Oh, I get it.
Yes, I have no comments.
Oh.
But
don't you know you're to cry?
Let me know if you want to watch Knock at the Cabin. It's short. It flies by.
M. Night Shyamalan's family is starving because you didn't buy Praying for Rosie O'Donnell.
Good. Fuck him. His hot as shit daughters can starve.
Are they really? I haven't seen his daughters.
Oh my god, look at his daughters. Do it right now.
Okay, yeah.
Don't even wait.
Ooh.
Take off your pants. M. Night's daughters.
M. Night Shyamalan.
All right, I'm sharing. We're gonna discover this together. M. Night's daughters. Here we go.
Daughter.
Ready?
Okay.
Let's see. Click on a picture. Oh, yeah, they're fine. I don't know. Indian people just don't do it for me. She's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
I got an Indian thing.
Oh, hold on. That one's better. She's got
I'm telling you.
Is that her? I don't think that's his daughter.
On the left of the picture is his wife. The two on the right.
His wife's hot. His wife's actually hot. His wife is pretty hot. That's his wife. She's hot.
Wife.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she looks good. But he's got nice hair. Look at his hair.
She's making movies now. This one.
Oh, yeah, sadly. Yeah, it's terrible. I did the movies now.
No, it's definitely. I don't know. I like Indian women, but
no, I mean like the Chopra girl's unbelievably. When they married the Jonas brother, she's unbelievably beautiful. There's a few that are really gorgeous, but I don't know. I mean, I don't like Asian women. I don't find
have
them
the
attractive.
Asian thing, but
I don't have that Asian persuasion. They don't do anything for me. I don't know. But then again, I meet girls, if their personality is good, I can change my mind. It just depends on, like, I mean, you know, I'm not talking about, like, oh, meet her in a room. You know, it's not.
Keep in mind, we are fully aware that we're disgusting looking men. We don't think we're the great. We're just saying I have a preference. Everyone has a preference.
Exactly.
I do have a thing for the Indian women. I don't have
Sure.
the Japanese fetish that most white guys do.
No, I don't have that either.
I will say that that movie we watched on B Movie Battle a moment ago, that one left me confused where he rapes the girl.
It was Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that one left me confused because I do have that.
That didn't work.
Rape, not rapist. No, sorry.
No, it's the Nick Cage rape thing.
Yeah, Nick Cage thing.
Anybody else? No, but Nick Cage.
Yeah. If she got to fuck Nick Cage, I don't care if she wanted it or not. That's all you need. Lucky lady.
I'll take the plague from you. Hey, we're an hour and 40 minutes into this podcast.
Oh, we're done.
We gotta go. All right, we gotta go. Bye. Zodiac's amazing. I love you.
Outro.
I love you.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
So much for 45